You know, I'm a people person, so I miss not being able to actually be in a room with everyone who signed up for this morning's class, but I'm glad that we're able to do it this way. First of all, I want to say that those of you who have ever taken a class with me, you will remember that everything I've ever taught is easy. I'm all about the easy. That's my slogan. So with that being said, I hope that we have a lot of fun. You'll be able to complete this project in 45 minutes or less. We are doing tie-dye with Sharpie markers and alcohol. This shirt, and I am not an artist, as you guys can see, but I did this in under 30 minutes. So if you can figure out what it's supposed to be, then I guess I did an okay job, because like I said, I'm not an artist. But let me tell you, first of all, the supplies you're going to need. Very simple. Sharpie markers. And please, I put this out here, so I need you to know, do not get the fine tip markers for the majority of your work, because it will take longer. And a lot of my detail on the shirt is actually using the fine tip, because that's all I had, and the wide. So the chisel is best for this project, but whatever you have, and I wanted you to see that whatever kind of Sharpie you have is going to work. You can't mess up. It'll just take you a little longer. Q-tips or cotton balls. My preference is actually the eyedropper, because it's much faster and it spreads much quicker. If you use cotton balls, you'll see that you will have to use multiple cotton balls, because the Sharpie color will bleed into your cotton ball, and you'll have to change these out quite often. Same with the Q-tips. It's a little longer, but you know, the first time I did them, I used cotton balls and Q-tips. This is the shirt that I have on. I got it at Walmart. I'm sorry, this is the pillowcase, also purchased at Walmart. And I know that it's best if you have 100% cotton, but this is actually, I think, 80% cotton and 20% polyester. It's still going to work, because that's the sample that we're going to use today. Also, this is the t-shirt that I got at Walmart, and it is 60% cotton and 40% polyester. And so you can see it's still going to work. So this is the shoe that I started last night. Not real thrilled with it, but hey, it still works. So if anybody's interested in having the actual directions, I'll give you my email address at the end of this demonstration, and I will send it to you. It's just a one page, and it has it's a sample of the techniques you can use. Okay, my backdrop is just an indication. This was my inspiration last night. Doesn't look anything like what I have on, but you know, you're free to do whatever you want. So let's get started, and I hope you have fun. First thing you need to do, of course, I'm going to move this out of the way, is pour your alcohol into whatever type of container you have. And I would start with probably maybe 1/4 of a cup, depending on the size of the material you're going to be using, because you don't want to waste the alcohol. You cannot put it back into the container. And move all of this out of the way. Right. So whatever you're using, pillowcase, t-shirt, just a sample of some material. Now I would use white because that way any colors that you use will show up. But if you have like a solid color, a light solid color of anything, that will work too. Put whatever because I said on the instructions, a large trash bag, but I prefer using a board. Okay, so I really absolutely have no idea what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to do random geometric patterns. So I'm taking a fat Sharpie marker and I'm just going to start here in the corner. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Whatever I'm making, I kind of want it to match. We'll see what happens. This is supposed to be a pillowcase, so I don't want it to be too crazy because otherwise I will not be able to sleep looking at it. Okay. And the more detail you put in your design, the more it's going to spread, like with my flowers. My sister said this blue part actually looked like a flower, but it's supposed to be clouds. That's my son. God bless you. And these are my little birds flying around in the cloud, not a flower. But like I said, the more detail you put when you use the alcohol, it will just spread out and it will cover more area. So let's see, I think I'm gonna. Those of you who are actual artists and can draw and paint, and I know there are many of you, you're going to be able to make some beautiful pictures. I cannot draw a stick person. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and use one of the fine point, just so you can, let me use, no, let's see. I'll use, just pick a color in. I'll just use, so you can see what I'm talking about when I say that it's fine print. And you can go over it multiple times, but that's what fine point, doesn't cover much area, but it's still usable because like I said, that's what I used with the majority of the details on my t-shirt. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop right here so we can actually go ahead and start showing you the detail. And I'm gonna use all three different techniques so you can see the difference. I'm gonna start with a Q-tip. Here's my alcohol. You wanna saturate your Q-tip. And I'm just gonna start here and immediately you will be able to see the effect. But you see what it does to your Q-tip. So you really have to be careful not to transfer the color onto another area. It all works just as well. Whatever you decide to use, you're going to get the same effect. The eyedropper is just a whole lot faster. Okay. All right. And like I said, there's no way you can, well, yeah, I messed up my tennis shoes. I was going to say there's really no way to mess this up, but you know, when you have an idea in your mind and it doesn't turn out the way you expect, yeah, that's not so cool. Okay, so okay, you can already see, you know, that it's giving you a nice little detail. All right, I'm gonna slide my little cardboard up a little closer to the edge. All right, so here is the cotton ball.
You might want to mention that.
What?
You have cardboard in there.
Oh, yes, I did. My son says I didn't mention that I had a piece of cardboard under here. I have a piece of cardboard under here. You can use a solid plastic bag. You can use a large, like a garbage bag, or you can use any other anything you can put under, slide under your piece of material so that it does not bleed through. Because my cardboard is stopping right here. Here's the area. And you can see I did this corner. See, it bled through. Yeah, so that's not going to be a gift for anybody at Christmas. All right, here's the cotton ball that I'm going to use. Same thing, just dip it into the alcohol, squeeze out the excess, not completely, but you need enough so that it will drop onto the area you're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead. And actually, I don't like the cotton ball at all because it uses the most amount of alcohol for the least amount of effect. So I'm not going to use that. If that's what you have, that's fine. Now I love my eyedropper. And you can get this at Walmart. It's like $2. And it comes two to a pack. So it's a good investment. If you want to do these, if you have grandchildren, you know, summer is here. And so if you have your grandkids or nephews and nieces, or you just want to do this for yourself, it's a fun activity. It doesn't cost a lot. Most people have, you see how quickly that's spreading. Most people have all of these items in their home already. Okay. So it's really, see, cardboard. I need a bigger piece. Like I said, you know, you can't mess it up. And this is, the more, like I said, the more detailed your drawing, your original drawing is, the more your colors will spread. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. Now you can choose not to, whatever colors you don't want to spread, just don't put any alcohol on it, on the area. I think I'm gonna leave the green lines without the alcohol, just because. And I wanna go ahead and slide down and do something else. Okay, I'm gonna show you everything not to do, because what I just did right now, you can see that when I shook the pillowcase, the little droplets, because it's still wet, it kind of bled into the other area. You don't want that to happen. So don't do what I do.
And there's a question in the chat. Have you ever tried spraying the alcohol on your project?
Tried what?
Spraying alcohol on your project.
No, I haven't. I suppose if you had a small water sprayer bottle that maybe dispenses mist, that might be cool. I'll have to try that. Yeah, great question. Especially if you have a large area that you want to cover. I think it probably would have looked really great with the effect that I did with my t-shirt. So yeah, I'll have to try that out. Or the person that asked that question, try that out and let me know how it went. I'm gonna do just another, let's see.
Wonderful.
Let's pick I'm gonna do one of these designs so you can see that it's actually how it's gonna look. This one right here, very easy. It looks like hearts with dots in the center, and this is supposed to be the effect that you'll get when you use the alcohol. So let's go ahead and, I'm gonna go ahead and try this one because it's easy enough for me to do. Okay, so maybe I won't do that one because I've already messed up. Okay. Yeah, let's do this one. Did I say there's no way to mess up? There really isn't. There really isn't. Or maybe I'll just create my own design. I don't know.
You can quote Bob Ross, happy accidents.
There you go. Thank you, Miss Wendy. Happy accidents. I think this is going to turn out to be another flower because that's really all I seem to be able to do. I would love to draw a landscape for you guys, but yeah, that's not happening. Let me use this. Okay, this is the fine tip. And if you had a wider, tip, this wouldn't take as long to complete this. But I just want you to see how it's gonna look when it spreads, because this doesn't look, too pretty right now. When I was working on my t-shirt last night, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to start over, and because this is not gonna turn out anything like what I want it to look like. But I was pleasantly pleased with it. It's summer. It works. Okay. Yeah, let's do the inside. The most important thing to remember is the more color you have on your surface, the better it's gonna look. As you can see, my spirals and even the thin lines that I drew, just the 3, looks better than it originally did. Okay, so let's do an orange in the very, very center. This should be pretty. Let's hope. If it's not pretty, please don't say anything. Okay, let me fill in my leaves a little bit, some detail. And you'll notice this is upside down for me. So if this turns out pretty decent, just imagine what I could have accomplished if I'd had it facing me. Okay, once again, you be quiet. My camera person wants to talk. Once again, you'll see that I'm going to use the eyedropper only because it's my favorite. I'm going to start in the center. And you don't need a lot of alcohol. You just need it to cover the surface. And go around the outside. See? What you guys think? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my leaf. We'll leave the stem alone, I think, again. Kind of looks like two butterflies mating almost. Okay, so let me move. Oops. Once again, don't do what I do and don't move your material until it's had, it takes a good, I would say at least, see, that's already drying. So wait at least 5 minutes before you actually move. See, because I just moved that and you see what happened. Yeah, don't do that. I'm just trying to show you that it's really easy to make whatever you want and fill up your space. I think, you know what, for my sister's benefit, I'm gonna go and try to make another, this is gonna be my cloud. See if I can do a better job this time. I'm gonna use a couple of different colors just to give it some definition. Because I know it doesn't look like much difference, but when you start putting the alcohol on, you'll see that it should bleed in really nice. I really think I should have had my sister's son, who is standing in the background. He's an artist. Should have asked him to draw something for you guys. Another question?
Question.
Yes.
Should we put something between t-shirts so it doesn't bleed through like mine did?
Yeah. Maybe I didn't stress that enough. The first thing you need to do before you start working on your piece of material is to put, let me show you what I have. Of course, this is gonna be through. Okay. See, this is what I have, and it's wet because I just pulled this out, and I'm gonna have it bleed through on the other end because I didn't keep that in there. But this is just a piece of the, what is this? Foam board. This works really well. Now, I didn't buy this just for this project, but if I were going to make items, as gifts or just, just to have it look nice, I would have bought a brand new piece of foam board, or even the large bulletin boards. You can get it at the Dollar Tree for $1. They're thin, but it will not bleed through with that as well. I would have just gotten a larger piece to cover at least, as much of the surface as possible. Make sure you slide it in between your front and your back, unless you're just working with a single layer of material. And then you still would want something on the back because you don't want it to bleed through on your regular surface like a table or whatever you happen to be working on. So yes, please make sure you have something in between the two layers of material. I think this is a better cloud than what's on my t-shirt.
We have another question.
Yes.
Why 70% alcohol?
It's what I had in the bathroom. Any strength of alcohol, I don't know what's out there. They have 65%, 80%, 90%. Doesn't really matter. It just needs to be rubbing alcohol. So once again, Walmart is all we have around here where I live. And so another product from Walmart. I do want to stress this. Whatever definition of Sharpie that you do use, please make sure that it is a Sharpie product, because if you use an off-brand or let's see, what do I have here? Oops. Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, no, those are Sharpies too. Okay, so see, this is not a Sharpie. It says paper mate. This is a paper mate. Don't use anything to achieve this effect but a Sharpie, because if you do, this will not do as well. It will not spread as well, and it definitely will not be permanent, even though I think on the package it says permanent, but it's not. So the only investment you really need to make is on some Sharpies. They're not, they're not that cheap, but you'll be able to make lots and lots of things with, one marker. I didn't use a lot. So, and these are actually old. The thicker ones are old. I probably had these for a good year or so. So the small ones I bought mistakenly last night, but I'm still going to use those. Like I said on my t-shirt, the only large markers I used was the orange and the purple. So I used the orange and the purple on this flower around the edges. The yellow is from the fine print Sharpie. The leaves are from the fine print. The sun, except for this little, no, even this area. So my cloud, everything else I used with the a fine tip Sharpie. It just took a little longer, but it worked out okay. So yeah, use Sharpies. Doesn't really matter what kind of alcohol, just as long as it's alcohol. And like I said, 100% cotton, it's really going to, pop. But I was surprised because, like I said, this is, you can see it's stretchy. So it's I think it's 40% polyester, and it still turned out great. The last thing you need to know is you want whatever you've done, your amazing artwork, you want it to set so that it doesn't, fade out or bleed out. So before, when it's finished drying, see that this is all dry now. What I would suggest, two different ways to set this. You can either iron it on a cotton setting with an iron for at least a good 2 minutes. You just need to go over the entire surface, or you can put it in your dryer. That's my option because, like I said, I'm all about the easy. Who irons anymore? So put this in your dryer on your hottest setting for about 15 minutes. This will last forever. Frankly, I don't want this to last forever, but I am kind of pleased with my t-shirt. So I did not set this, but I'm going to set it as soon as we're finished with this class. I want it to set, and then you can wash it just in your regular, setting for your light colored clothes.
I have a question.
Yes.
I missed the first part. What kind of pens did you use again?
Oh, okay.
Are they permanent?
These are Sharpies.
Are they permanent markers?
They're permanent Sharpie markers. Can you see that?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay, yeah. And like I said, I mistakenly bought these yesterday. They're fine point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really care for these. But I'll tell you what really works for me the best is the Chisel Tip. It's kind of, it's got a point and thicker. What?
Take it off so you could show them.
This is not what I was talking about. My son says, I have Steven Spielberg filming this for me. Okay, so this is a chisel tip.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
you
I
can
see that,
use, you can use the pointed tip for fine marking. Let me show you. And then if you use the whole surface, you'll
Mhm.
get this effect. You'll get that
Oh, okay.
effect. So you've got two different widths with the chisel. I really prefer the chisel. But here's the fine again, like I said, with these lines, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get the same effect as this, but you just have to go over it multiple
Oh,
times.
So usually
And
you buy the permanent markers.
the Sharpie permanent
Permanent.
markers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the alcohol makes it spread.
Alcohol makes it spread. Here's the little mark I just did. Okay, I'm almost out of alcohol, so I'm going to add just a little bit. Now, like I said, my preference was the, let me squeeze this, was the medicine dropper. I
Mhm.
really like this the best. But like I said, you can use a Q-tip or you can use a cotton ball. The cotton
Mhm.
ball is my least favorite because it absorbs the most alcohol and it's more wasteful. But with the eyedropper, you're really accurate, and it's, see, if I just put a dot there, that's just one dot,
Okay.
and you can
Yeah,
see.
I like your shirt.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So like I said, this was just, I wanted you, oh, look, see, here's my, whatever this was supposed to have been, a flower. It looks a lot better than it did at the beginning, I think. So the main thing is the more detail you put in your drawing, even if it's an abstract. Let me show you.
And Shelley put a reminder on the board that we have 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mary.
And there's also
I'm
a
gonna,
chat. Can you buy the chisel in a package with several colors?
what was that again?
Can the Sharpies and packs?
Yeah, yeah, these were in a pack. I think you can get them as many as like 12 in a pack. That's a lot of money. You don't really need, if you just go with the primary colors, blue, green, yellow, brown, black, orange, that's really all you need, because what is it? Green and red make blue. So, or something like that. Anyway, so I'm gonna make this is the shape I used to get in trouble all the time at school for drawing, because it was my 3D, it was a 3D cube. So that's my favorite geometric shape. And something as simple as, your 3D square or spirals. That's the other thing. Let me draw one of those. I really like spirals. Because like I said, again, I cannot draw. And this did not even cover a lot of area. If you shade it, if I had shaded it in, it would have looked, now it's just now spreading, but I know you can't see this, but to me, it looks like it's actually raising up off of the material. So I love that kind of stuff. And I cannot draw. I wish I could. But I know that, like I said, if you have little ones, they will love this, because anytime a little kid gets to use permanent markers, They're going to be so happy.
I have another question.
Yes.
Do you need to wash your shirt before you paint it?
You don't have to. I have done, like I said, several of these, and I have not. The only thing I have done, like last night, this came out of the package, and I pressed it to get the wrinkles out. Same with the pillowcase. The less wrinkled your fabric is, the better you're going to be able to draw on the material because it's smooth. But you don't need to. Some people do. I have never washed anything that I've done like this before because I'm lazy, and that's just that's just a
Yeah.
step.
I'm
that I
kind of
don't,
lazy.
you know, I don't.
I'm kind of lazy
think-
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I don't want to do that.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Another question. Can you go back later and add to the original?
Yep. Last night I went back. I wasn't happy with the surface of, this is my son, y'all. It's a son. It wasn't dense enough. So I went back after I had done this. You can kind of see the inside line or circle. That's about all I had. So I went back and added orange and yellow on the perimeter. And that's why it's kind of got a, a different, what is the word I want to use? It's just got a different
Spacing.
dimension. And same with this lovely flower. I have no idea. My mother would say, yeah, stick to geometric shapes. It started out looking like a rose, but I put too much purple in and it really bled out. But this, if you could see the little detail inside, that's what it started out. And I went back and added to it because I wanted it to be bigger.
It's a hydrangea.
Okay, thank you. Yes, exactly. That's what it is.
5 minutes.
Okay, so you can't make a mistake. It's fun, it's easy, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. So if any of you are interested in actual directions for yourself or to pass out to other club members, I'm going to give you my email address and I can shoot that off to you. My email address is Stewart, STEWART, family, FAMILY, farm, FARM, at iCloud.com, COM. So Stewart Family Farm at iCloud.com. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching my first Zoom presentation. And I hope that you will want to try this on your own. And maybe I'll see some of your items at, maybe our Central Region conference next year, our retreat next year, or maybe I'll see you walking around at our state conference this year in Murfreesboro. I think I will wear mine unless I make something that's a little bit better than this. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and enjoy the rest of our wonderful Zoom retreat. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ann, and you're getting lots of good comments in here, lots of things that they love your t-shirt and did so good. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.